My name is Danny Ortiz Rojo,
My name's Ross Miho.
and we're here with JohnMartin Sherman-Lewis, our first guest for our show.
Good to be here.
All right, cool.
Hey, good to have you here.
Yeah. All right, so let's. Can you give us a little bit of background? First of all, how old are you, JohnMartin?
I'm 15 years old.
15 years old, and what grade are you in?
I'm a senior here at Jefferson High School.
Senior at Jefferson High School, and he's 15 years old.
How'd that happen? The brief breakdown.
Yeah, okay, so it's very complicated, but basically I skipped a year of preschool, which sounds like it's not really skipping, but I just had an early start, started kindergarten at 4, and then halfway through 4th grade, we moved to Hawaii for 3 years, and when we moved there, I took another test, and they realized that I should be skipping another grade, so that's the 2nd grade. And then here at Jefferson, after my sophomore year, I completed an application to graduate early. So I technically skipped half of junior, half of senior. So 3 grades total.
So you seem like to have been on an accelerated path. So, but how does it feel like right now? So that you're senior, how does it feel for it to be over? Do you feel yourself any different from any other senior?
Yeah, I feel like much more of a true senior than I thought I was going to be. But I still feel that it feels kind of fake to me, just because I haven't done it so many years. I haven't put in as much of the effort of just spending year after year. But it feels good to be here. Just finally, just about to be out of high school, going to college.
Well, it's not necessarily true, JohnMartin. Like, for example, you did put a lot of effort. You know, you're going to graduate with the same amount of credits you did PCC. You know, you may not have done it in as long as we did, but you did put a good amount of effort. Good on you.
Thank you.
Cool. Any question, man?
Okay, so back to Hawaii.
Okay.
So how long did you live there for?
Lived there about 3 years.
So I grew up in Hawaii as well. And I know that the education system isn't the most amazing in Hawaii. So how did you find your way to keep pushing yourself to learn more and more while you were in a place like that? Did you go to a private school or were you in public?
I was in public. I was in south side of Oahu with the chickens run free. And the education is not great. And so basically when I went there, they had me skip a grade because they realized that I knew more than what my age group was, or than the grade I was entering, and basically they put me in a lot of advanced classes, and when they didn't have those advanced classes, they would put me on an online school kind of thing where they just have me take online classes in substitution of the classes everybody else is taking.
Good question. So when did you start here at Jefferson?
At Jefferson's, I started here in 2013.
How old were you?
I was 12.
12 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And you were 12-year-old in high school. So how did that feel in the beginning?
So I don't know. It was kind of embarrassing to me because I felt like because it's always hard to become accepted in school. So what I tried to do at first was keep my age a secret, and that lasted about 4 or 5 months after persistent "How old are you?" And it was just frustrating because, especially after moving, that I have to go through the same process again about trying to get accepted again and explain to people why I was in the position I am right now, and explain to them that I'm just the same as them. I'm just a kid trying to go through high school, and that I shouldn't be prosecuted in any way because of that.
Yeah. It's kind of similar in PCC, right?
Yeah. Except that's different because you go up term by term, and normally it's not long enough for them to actually
Pick at you. It's like,
yeah.
old are you?
They just see me and just like, oh wow, he looks young.
Yeah, to be honest, you probably couldn't keep it too long because you looked very young if you're a freshman year.
Yeah,
You sounded very young too.
I bet I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so along with that, I know you're saying like trying to fit in and all that stuff. How do you see yourself doing that going into college now that you're about to graduate? Do you feel like it's going to be similar, or do you have different expectations?
I think, Well, I think it's going to be similar to what I have now at PCC because I'm going to be going to PCC, so it's going to go term by term. But some of the people who stay with me through my terms, who take same classes as me, are going to most likely going to eventually notice and ask me some questions. And I think that's going to be even more extreme than in high school, just because college is something that not everybody does, and that I'm at such a young age, it makes it more rare. But I hope to get a transfer degree at PSU, so that's going to be more like a classic college where you have those 4 years. Yeah, I'll be there for 2 years, but I'll be taking most of my classes with the same people almost every time. So yeah, that's going to be more like high school.
And what do you plan on doing while you're there? Do you have a set goal?
Yeah. I plan to study structural engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
So my dad works for the United States Army Corps of Engineers, and he's a CAD BIM manager, which is for computer-aided design, and yeah.
That BIM part's kind of tricky.
It's building information management.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but he works with the programs there, and so he doesn't have a degree, and so he was never going to really rise above where he is now. Because for the government, there's levels, and depending on what degree you have, you can only reach a certain level. And so he went the highest he could, but then he couldn't go no more because he didn't have a degree. And so I hope, and he won't really, but sometimes he gets to do special projects where he gets to work and do some structural engineering. But since he doesn't have a degree, he cannot. And I hope to basically continue his legacy, but actually get a degree, so that I can do what he could not do, and since he inspired me for my love of buildings, to just keep going and rise as high as I can.
It's a noble effort indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, you pretty much had an accelerated public school education. Do you regret doing anything at all, or do you feel like you wouldn't have it any other way? Like, people, you probably had a very different experience from everyone else.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple aspects to that. One is that I kind of, regret it because I wasn't able to be with my peers for education almost at all. Only time I remember taking classes with my peers is when, peers meaning, I'm saying the same age as me, but was when I was tutoring them and doing a teacher's aid, which is really strange because I was their age, but I was helping them with their class, so it was very awkward for me.
Yeah, and just for clarification, this is the first year that you actually saw somebody your own age here at Jefferson, right? The freshman.
Yeah.
So you're at the same age of a freshman. You're actually a senior now.
Yeah, that was very strange. Yeah, but I guess I regret at times that I wasn't able to grow up with them, have the classic 12 years, and seeing the same people really for every year. And then, but that's only sometimes. But really, altogether, I really enjoy being able to spend time with people who are, one, more mature, and two, that are intellectually on my level, so that I can actually have fun with them and have interesting conversations and debates, and just get to enjoy education through my own means.
Yeah. So you feel you fit in with the older generation.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with your own age.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for me to talk with people who are freshmen here, because I just talk to them. It's like, you just get that feeling.
Yeah.
It's like I belong with you, but I'm not the same as you because I grew up with people much older than me.
All right. Right on.
Okay, thank you. What up?
Not much. How are you?
All right, well, I have a question. So I know that you play instruments.
Yeah.
I know you play piano, and I've heard you. You're pretty good at playing the piano.
Thank you.
How did you get started on that?
My mom really believes that music is intellectually stimulating, and she wanted me to start on an instrument. So I chose the violin, but I couldn't really handle it. It was just too high for me for some reason. So I'd start playing on the bed and start playing it like a cello. But then I moved to piano about a year later at age 6. And then I just started playing from there, and then just started by just going through the levels of books that they gave me. And then I also started composing a bit. But I was really pushed on by my brother and sister, especially my brother, because my brother's better than me at everything, and he likes to prove it. Except when I play piano, I get to be better than something, and so that was one thing that helped me strive to get better.
Nice. Yeah.
So are you and your brother close?
Yeah, my brother and I are very close.
Sorry.
We used to be kind of distant, brotherly hatred, siblings. But then Then when we went to high school together, and when we went off to college, we really bonded. And now I didn't realize brothers could be this close, so I'm really enjoying that.
So how old is he?
He's 18 right now.
Yeah, and how long were you with him during your public education?
During my public education, we were in the same class during first grade because they mixed everybody together. It was a new school. It was Access Academy. It was for the 99th percentile and up. So it's a small school, and they're growing right now though. And so we were in the first grade together, and then we were at the same school up until their 6th grade or my 4th grade, because they hadn't skipped a grade yet. And then we moved to Hawaii, and then they skipped 2 grades there, and then I skipped 1 grade, but we were at separate schools the whole time there. And the only time since my 4th grade and their 6th grade that we've been together at the same school would be 1 year, my freshman year, and their senior year at Jefferson High School.
Yeah. So definitely some connection there.
Yeah, it was very enjoying for me to be able to just spend that year with them and get introduced to the school by people who have been there and are actually like at the highest level you can be as a student there.
Well, so I'm a senior. You're a senior, and we definitely had some things toward the end. I guess you're not a senior yet.
Not yet. I'm a junior, yeah.
But you'll see what you have to deal with. So we deal with senior portraits, senior quotes. Now I'm curious to see, why did you choose? What's your senior quote, and why did you choose it?
Okay. So my senior quote. Well, my philosophy on the meaning of life I have a quote is to learn the meaning of life is the meaning of life, for the meaning of life is to learn, because I believe that the reason for human existence, this is my opinion, is that we learn, and that's why, for biological reasons, evolutionary reasons, if you believe in that, and for, just my opinion on life.
So basically, I remember you spoke to me before about it. Since we're so different from all the other animals, we have the capability of learning.
Yeah.
Then we should take that to the fullest capacity. That's what was my takeaway from your quote.
What I want to say, first of all, is that this is my opinion, and everybody has their own opinions, and I don't want to intrude on anybody's opinions.
But Trump should be president?
No, Trump should not be president. I am JohnMartin, Sherman-Lewis, and I approve this message. But basically, because for my opinion, for evolution, we are above apes because we have the cerebral cortex, which is the ability to process knowledge. Well, process time, higher thinking. Because we have the limbic system, which is a reptilian brain, which processes space, so like where we are in the world, and also processes like our body functions, our just senses our environment and how our health at the time. So, and then we have our mammalian system, mammalian brain, which is for, say, dogs or monkeys, apes, where it has a version of time with space that is specific to social structure. And so that's where you get alpha male, or the dominant chimp. But then there's humans who have the ability to perceive time and to take all our input from our limbic system, reptilian system, brain, our mammalian brain, social structure, and also our memories and all the knowledge we have reaped from all the years of experience we go through to create a plan for the future. And that's why I think, but by doing so, we learn to think in a more meaningful way and a more thorough way. I think that's what I mean.
Impactful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a pretty strong senior quote. However,
Well,
you did not add the second half.
okay,
of that
so
senior quote.
my senior quote is, learn the meaning of life is the meaning of life. For the meaning of life is to learn. Okay, hold on. I didn't finish what I was saying though. But I also believe, before that we are, because when we do not, if we see somebody that does not have the plan to perceive time, to plan for the future, we sometimes would call them insane or wild or crazy or like an animal. And that's why I believe that humans are humane, are able to be called human because we have that ability to learn with it. But so my senior quote. Okay, so my quote is, learn the meaning of life is the meaning of life, for the meaning of life is to learn and stay away from Daniel. Because, yeah.
Shade.
Just
I was gonna add mine. Don't trust anybody with two names. JohnMartin.
Two first names.
Two first names. You don't know which one he goes by. But
pretty shifty.
yeah. Well, I mean that's what I should probably add that to the end of mine. If you, I never thought about that, having two quotes. You know, mine was there's no shortcut in real success, and you know my understanding behind that is that if you only do part of the work in one spot, you're not actually going to be more successful later in the future.
Mhm.
You can't slack off and just buzz by and actually be successful. You actually got to put in the work.
Mhm.
You actually got to understand what you're learning. So you know that's where I got it. And then I guess I add mine. Don't trust anybody with two names. I don't trust anybody with two names.
I know I don't.
Yeah.
Just everybody with 2 names.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it looks like we might be out of time.
Yep.
It was nice to have you, JohnMartin.
Very nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Daniel Ortiz,
I'm Ross Miho.
And I'm JohnMartin Sherman-Lewis.
wishing you a farewell. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe. If you liked it, disliked it, you know, you can put those little thumbs up, thumbs down in YouTube. And, you know, put any comments. You know, we'll read anything. We're a small team. You know, it's just me and him setting up this whole thing, inviting people like him. So, if you enjoyed it, please tell us.
Peace out.